What started out as an otherwise ordinary day for the family of baby Oriyah Gravesandi, bringing her to daycare, picking her up back, has turned into a nightmare. Tomorrow, they are preparing to bury their 7-month-old baby. Folks, first up, we want to thank you all for sharing this story with us. Before we get to what happened, for those persons who didn't get a chance to know your daughter, tell us a little bit about her.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the parent of, I'm the mother of Oriyah Mirzani that I've passed. My daughter, she was a very jovial little angel, 7 months old. She was spoiled not only by me, but the father, the brothers. Basically, she was like the shining star in the middle of everything because she's the first daughter for both of us, father and I. And she was being spoiled in every way that I could say. Spoiled in every way. That if I had a chance to, quit my job and, be home with her would have been nice. But, in the society we live in now, mother and father, we gotta get out there and, work.
Uh, could you describe your daughter for us?
Well, she was like my girlfriend. Like she's rather spoiled by me, grandmother, brother, even her mother. Had so much a plan, future plan for your birthday, cocoa melon birthday. You know what I mean? Carry this place, that place, but it never came true. I was so close into the heart. She just left she without a sign of injury or nothing. She just come back home, go meet you back at the hospital dead. I left she alive in the morning. It was like unbelievable. I don't know, I'm feeling dreaming, but it's real.
Tell us about that day. It was an ordinary day. You all, have prepared her for the daycare and all of that. Tell us about that day, how it started.
Regular routine, we get up 5:30 in the morning, prepare ourselves, pack the bag. She would normally have her orange juice with her seven seas oil. After that, she'd have her bath, get her ready. She would be the first to get ready. Then her brothers would get dressed. Then myself would be the last, and then we would head out. But during that period of the morning, it's a routine that every morning she will have to look at that cocomelon before we leave the house. If not, she'll be so miserable. Every morning is a routine with her. She has to, look at that cocomelon. So it was like a normal day, like every other day. Wasn't not
You dropped her off to the daycare.
correct. I dropped her off to the daycare that morning, and she was looking like somehow that day, like I wish like I could have hugged her more. Like something about that day, like like I wish I could even stayed home because that day my car was even giving me problems that morning, and I wish I'd have taken that as a sign and stay home, but I had stayed home the day before. So with government work, you can't overdo you do. So we dropped her off and we left. And our brothers was like, "Mommy, baby looks extra happy this morning because right through we were going to the daycare. The traffic was be busy and packed up in the morning. So every time we stop at every time we stop every time we stop at the traffic light, I would look over to the back seat. I would, she loved when you call her Mama Pumpkin, Mama Baby, Mama Princess. Like she had some cute dimples. So like we would stop at the traffic. I would look back in the seat, play up with her. Like that was her joy. Like dropping her off at the daycare and then have to leave to go to work. I just feel a kind of way. I just can't wait to hurry 4:30 to meet her and go back and get her.
And so you're at work on that day, and what happened? You got a phone call. How did you know something was wrong?
During the course of the day, I like around 10, I started to feel a bit drowsy. So I got up and I went to take a little nap. Then I had breakfast. And after finished eating my breakfast, I felt that was like 11:30. I felt like a crumb on my tummy. So I thought probably it's my menstruational period cycle about to, started. And I was like, oh shucks, I didn't work with any stay free. Really. But the kind of pain that I was getting, it's like if you're in labor, it's like if you're in labor, but my mind didn't cross out it could have been something wrong with my daughter. Then around 12 something, I got a phone call. And when I answered, the caretaker at the daycare responded, good afternoon, this is Griff Sandy. I said yes. She was like, you're wanted at the industrial center. Your daughter is unresponsive and the doctor needs your attention right now as we speak. So with the shock in me, I said, okay. And I grabbed my keys and I said to my boss, I said, I have an emergency with my daughter. I have to rush out. And with
That's
it,
all the daycare said.
that's all they said. They didn't say anything else. That's all they said. That the doctor needs your presence at the industrial center. That I should come down there now that your daughter is unresponsive. That's all. So I left and I reached down at the health center within 8 to 10 minutes. I don't know where that energy came from, but when I went down there, I met the caretaker daughter and the doctors, and they asked if, and the mother said yes, they asked me to come in, and they told me the daughter came to the health center unresponsive, but we are getting a little pulse. So they were doing the CPR on her, and I was looking, and breakdown, and then they took me out of the room. And the doctor bring her, she had on her jewelry. She wear bangles and rings and earrings and stuff, and they took it off and they bring it to me. From the time they bring that and give it to me, I knew something was wrong. Like the feeling that I was getting, like my daughter was already dead. So I said, can I see again what's happening there? And when I went, the first thing I did was hold her fingers, and her fingers was really cold. So when I flip it over, I saw her nails was already blue. And to my calculation, it's impossible for somebody to die and get blue in such a fast rate. So it had to be this child. That's my suggestion. It had to be that this child was unresponsive since at the daycare before she was rushed to the health center. So I broke down again. The social worker came. She took me away to another room, and then she said, "You alone came here?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." Her words was, "Where's her father?" Did you reach out to her? And then she said, "Okay, call him and let's talk." Still, anybody wasn't telling me anything, so I reached out to the father and I asked him to come down to the health center. With that, the ambulance took my daughter and they left. I was trying to go behind them, but the social worker blocked me off from driving. So she said, "Until your husband gets here, you're not gonna leave here. I don't want you to drive in that state." I said, "No, ma'am, I can manage myself." I met the father down at Kitty, and we left and went to the hospital.
So at the health center, you had a chance to see your daughter.
2 times, yes.
She wasn't responsive,
No,
and
she wasn't responsible.
you get this phone call. Your wife called you and said,
Yeah,
there's
she got
something wrong.
responsible and come down to Josh. First time we just industry, but she ended up moving. Tell me okay, let's go to Josh and she ended up reaching up in Kitty.
You knew what had happened?
I know that she was responsible. She told me getting a pulse, so it was like everything okay, just like a mishap in a sickness.
Mm. And you get down there to the health
A
center.
dead to I got the Josh and a dead body. I reach, hook up to the machine. Yeah, terrible sight.
So you got a chance to get down there to the hospital eventually.
Correct.
And what are they telling you?
As we both went in, the doctor said, "You two of you the parents?" We said, "Yeah." He said, "Come, have a seat." Both people had a seat behind each other. And he was telling us what happened in the medically firm, but with what was already going on in the medical firm. Our brain wasn't sinking it in. So I said, here was gonna happen. Break it down for me that I could understand. And then he was like, she didn't make it. She was pronounced dead on arrival. And that's when he said, okay, you're gonna have a chance to go into the other room where she was hooked up to all the life machines, etc., to have a look at her properly. And when we went there and examined her, she wasn't blue anymore. She was black. Her mouth and the half of the side of the face was black and not blue. So me again, doing the calculations again, it's like it wasn't matching up. It wasn't matching up at all. When I asked the caretaker what happened, her words was, oh, Miss Andy, around 12 something, we fed her, we put her to sleep, and then um, we don't know what happened. She started panting for breath, and then when we rushed her down to the health center, I said, that's all, and she was like, yes. So like the social worker knew that I was about to get irritated and about to like be violent, and she moved. She separated us. She separated her from me. And this is when my brother here, he came in and, he was comforting me and, trying to be there for us in that room there that was at the hospital.
There's another story out there with what happened at the daycare. Um, is there any truth to that? Because you were saying the daycare said they just fed her and put her down and they didn't know
Good.
what
Well,
happened.
the caretaker, which is the owner, Miss Denise, her daughter, she said that, that she fed her, and when she came back to check on her, she found her on the floor wrapped in the sheets, panting for breath. So it didn't matching up. That's the story I was told, so that's how I put it out there. It was not like I could add or subtract from it.
So I just want to get it clear. They put her to sleep on the floor, or
No, no,
that's where they found her.
no, 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 no. She said at 12 something, they fed her and put her to sleep. And probably they went about their business without the kids. And when she came back to check on her, she found her on the floor, on the floor. Well, she was sleeping in the cradle then, probably in the cradle. And when she came back, she found her on the floor, wrapped in the sheets. And then is when they panic and they rush her to the health center, and she asked her mother to make contact with me.
I'm gonna come around to the postmortem. What are you guys thinking? You've just said you saw your daughter in the hospital. She's black. She moved from blue to black. I mean, you took your child to daycare, and then your whole day and your whole life is now in an uproar. You're watching your child. They've told you your child is gone. We've lost her. I mean, like, what are you thinking?
Yeah. It was very shocking. It's a shocking moment. You didn't have time to think. Like grieving, shocking moment.
If I'm to put it in a little nutshell, I would say that she died from suffocation. These this is babies we're talking about. You just can't feed a baby and just leave them there for an hour or two. This is not in the comfort of your home where this is your child. This is a business you're operating here. And if parents or persons are leaving their babies in your care under your facility, you have to make sure you're checking on them, whether it's every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, whether they're sleeping or not. That's what you're being paid for. So I feel like my daughter, she was neglected, and she wasn't the caretaker, she wasn't around when whatever was going on.
And the postmortem already showed that it have injury foul play into it. Contact fracture to injury to the neck, hemorrhage to the head. At least a cold or no sickness can do these things.
Well, that's what I want to ask you.
And
The postmortem, as you rightly said,
Exactly.
I said hemorrhage
Hemorrhage,
and compression to the neck.
yeah.
Did you guys have a chance to hear to ask them what does that mean? Like
the doctor,
yeah.
Yeah.
yes, we had a chance to ask the doctor to break it down a little bit for us. He said, compression means that the fall that the baby would have gotten, the impact of the fall would have affected the brain, caused a hemorrhage in the brain, which simply means um, blockage of oxygen. So her nose and her nostrils was blocked, preventing oxygen to going up to the brain. So which caused, so it should say like it suffocated her. So probably the fall that she got, who knows if when she fall, she tried to she grab onto something or whatever she would have grabbed onto when she fall, she probably you I can't see, that's just my interpretation of it. She probably when she fall, she probably grab onto something, she probably grab onto something, whether it's a blanket or sheet, probably how she fall, the sheet and everything probably wrap her unconsciously. So with the period of that space of time, you mean to tell me if a baby fall, whether you're 7 feet away or 10 feet away, whether that baby fall, that baby must cry. You can't tell me you cannot rush in to hear or see what's happening there.
Is there a what size is the staff there? It's just it.
There are two staff. The mother, I averaged her late 40s, early 50s, and her daughter, she's in her mid 20s.
And how many kids do you think?
Presently, right now, I think they're overcrowded. But when my daughter started in January, mid January, they only had two babies, which was my baby and another parent.
January of this year, you don't say?
January of this year, babies. I'm speaking about babies. They only had two babies, which was my baby and another baby. But all the other children were toddlers, like who were creeping around, who were moving around. Yeah, and the babies were being dwelled in a separate part from the toddlers.
It's been a couple of days now. Has the owners of this daycare, have they reached out to you guys? What is happening in that regard?
Nobody meet out to us. We just get a hearing that she won $200,000 bill last night. Nobody must be 10,000. Nobody tell us nothing. Otherwise, the call us by the health center. We never hear back from the daycare.
I saw someone on one of the news media who I think it may be the husband of the owner. I said they've been in business about 26 years. This is the first time anything like this
27 years.
has ever happened. You all have had any indication prior that maybe something is up with this particular daycare? You've got any?
Honestly speaking, no. When I enrolled her in January, things were going nice. And when I was enrolling her, I stopped the afternoon and I asked her, I said, Mama, X, Y, Z, Z, Z. I want to enroll my daughter. What's the fee? What's the registration fee? What's the cost per month? What are the stuff I got to bring, etc., etc. So I said, okay, I'm going to come in the morning with the information, with the stuff you want me to bring. And I would like to have a look of the environment where these babies are being raised. She said, no, okay, no problem. When you come tomorrow, you enroll or you have a look. But unfortunately, I left that morning home late, so I was already late for work. So what I did, I just fill up the necessary informations. I had a chance to just see on the outside where the toddlers were dwelled. They had little toys and stuff like that. And her words was, oh, due to these little children, COVID in the air still, and you cannot come inside, your shoes on, etc. But let's do this afternoon. When you pass it to pick her up, you have more time to stop and I said, okay, no problem. And I left. When I came back the afternoon to pick her up, I insisted. I said, can I come in? And she was like, she brushed it off. So I didn't really. We went into all a different type of a conversation based on the child. So I kind of got straight away from even remembering to go and ask the browse around what's going on.
She had all both of us full because none of us had never had experience of caring children daycare.
And
So when she says social protection is come pop up on his daycare, you feel secure, like Portia or Clark.
in February,
The government is look out for the kids, Like more one kid had experience, so we had a little
in
lapse there.
February, one afternoon I pick her up and she was looking a bit sad, like a little bit moody. But kids' mood could be a little bit off. So when I meet home, then is when I notice a bump, or what we say a bungi on her forehead. And along with that bungi, it had a scratch. But I had two things in mind. We have a cat home here. We have a cat. So she and the cat something with a rub. So I think probably the cat give her a scratch. Because the scratch that she got is a fresh cut, like give us a paw, like give us a nail scratcher. So I said it's either my child falling on the daycare or the cat. So I didn't think of it. So I said, you know what? Why is breastfeeding my child now? I saw like this thing starting to get black and blue. So I put a little ice pack on it and I called the daycare number right away. It was like after 9. I called the daycare and her husband answered. And her husband said, with that attitude, who you want to speak to? I said, I want to speak to Miss Denny. He answered with attitude, well, I'm not home. I'm not at home. You have to wait until I get home. I said, do you have a number for her? He said, no, we share one phone. I said, okay, fine, no problem. So the next morning, I was so, angry. I was so like angry and anxious at the same time to hurry to get there, to find answers. When I got there, I said, the daughter approached me. I said, can I see your mom? Her mom came to the door. I said, Mom, can you explain to me what's happening with my child's forehead? You know, she was like, how do you mean what's happening? I said, how many babies are in one cradle? Because I don't know if probably, there were two babies or three in a cradle and probably they're fighting or probably some other toy hit another child. I said, explain to me how many babies in the cradle. She was like, oh, it's only one baby. We try to separate them because, at this stage they tend to fight, etc. I said, okay, can I come in and have a look and see? And, she keep brushing it off and continue talking. After she talking again, I said, okay, I'm coming in to see. So me trying to force myself entry into the facility. She put her arms out and she blocked me. She was like, no, you cannot come in. I said, why? She said, because these are babies we're dealing with here. And social protection, they come here every Thursday to make sure things are right. And if things weren't right, you feel we would have been operating this daycare. And like she give me some
Yeah,
sort of an assurance that,
yeah. She would like
things are okay
comfort.
here.
Yeah.
So I
I mean,
could
what she has an
rely on
elder
that.
lady too, that is like, not a small child, but this girl in the phone was a big woman. So we got, okay, respect
She
and
didn't speak with
trust
no
her.
attitude or no tone. She just
Yeah,
gave us this comfort that,
yeah,
and when we hear social protection is going here every week, we felt some
yeah.
type of a cover because no
Security.
social protection, would come here and see certain facilities, certain,
Yeah,
things are wrong, is not being done properly and wouldn't, probably close it down or
yeah.
shut it down, etc. So the words that she gave me, it comforted me somehow that, what, my baby is okay. Probably is just, probably some other, probably she some other child, probably, I didn't think that it's a fall, probably she would have had. So who knows, that boogie might have been the first sign that she would have fallen.
We know now, some of the, at least through some of the news reports, that said this wasn't a daycare that was registered.
Correct. We went to social protection and they said this daycare was operating since in 1982. And back then they didn't have anything like, law, whereas you have to, when you have a business, you have to register it and get license for it and etc. In 2016, when the law clamped down on it that every business must register and licensed under the laws, then is when they told her that, what, you need to bring this daycare up to standard. So from 2016 to 2023, she haven't meted that standard or that
Mm.
good, that criteria that they would have given her. So they haven't issued her, they denied her the license. They said until you get this daycare from here to here, meeting up to our standards, only then we can issue the license. So to me, my interpretation, she would have still went along behind their backs and still went ahead and do what she had to do. Because it's a money making where we in right now.
Did you manage to find out if it was true that they would visit her weekly?
Yeah,
We confront,
fine.
we asked the social worker.
They said it was working with her.
They said it's impossible for. They said we as social workers we visit all daycares around Guyana once a month, and
Yeah,
if there's an issue or if there's a problem where any social worker is visiting a daycare every week, therefore it must have a problem,
yeah.
and they shouldn't be have any business going on there, but working to get it fixed.
That's interesting. That's interesting because, again, what is out there is that they've been in business for 26 or how many years, but the other side of that is not as a registered necessary. Well, we understand years prior,
Yeah.
but they did not get the,
Quality,
they didn't pass that mark,
quality,
as
yeah.
you guys said.
Quality, yeah.
What do you folks want to see come out of this?
We need justice.
We need just, we need answer.
We need
What is
answers.
justice to
We
you?
need answers. Somebody needs to pay for whatever happened in that because none of us knows what happened in there.
Well, I as a father need to know what happened. Even though she's gone, open up your eyes out of daycare and who laps. Like, let me know if it make a fire, you turn the back was on your phone. Let me know, let's try and attend it for 1 second. I just like to know the story, how it end up like that. It would teach, it'd be a great lesson for me as a parent, as other parent, and everybody, every other daycare owner. So I just like to know how did you make that mistake? It already finished, but
The
please tell me
justice
how
is
you
that
make.
somebody, one out of the two of them need to pay the price for what happened. So as to in the future, not only with that daycare, but with all the
Every
other
other
daycares, it will be
daycares.
an example that, such nonsense wouldn't go on again or happen again. It will be, caution.
As a parent, I know how these children are very up in your face 24/7. It's been a couple of days since. What is life now for the family?
Quiet, very quiet. Because she was like a life for the house.
It's very disturbing in the mind. Sometimes what the mind is thinking, the mouth can't even speak,
Hmm.
you know. Everything just feels so dull around me. Everything just feels so dull around me, to be honest. Words can express how much I feel. Like I said, what your heart is feeling, your mouth can even say it. You know,
What happens next for the family? Because you guys want justice. You know,
we were at the police station. Excuse. We were at the police station where when we finished making our statements, etc. I felt like I was being unfair, like not giving the caregivers a chance to say what happened. So I said, you know what, let me reach out to them in the presence of an officer. So I said, you know, officer, that I have a word with her. I need to ask her some questions in the presence of you. So at the end of the day, it wouldn't be like I'm cross questioning or anything. I needed answer as a mother, like what really happened that day. So the mother was the elder woman, she was a beginning to explain to me what happened. And when we was about to hit, you know, the main part of the what I wanted to hear about my question, it just got like that. Or the police officer stopped her and said, you know what, don't say anything anymore. Yeah, don't ask any more questions. All one question I asked her: what really happened to my baby?
did they seem remorseful in any way?
No, no, they didn't. They didn't. When we entered the police station, the woman, both of her eyes make four, and what she did was down her head. You know, at least if she did reach out to me, like, you know, I'm really sorry what happened. You know, my
Yeah.
condolences, or you know, I feel. She didn't said anything to me. She just down her head. When I was about coming back out, I put myself at a chair where I can actually like see her, like probably try to figure her out in my head. And like she bluntly was like looking at me in my eyes, like we both were looking at each other, and the look she was giving me is like it's like she had a vengeance like in her heart, like the way she was looking at me, you know. As for the daughter, she looked very calm. She was moving all, you know, you know, like nothing really happened. She was moving very brisk, like, you know, looking all shady on her phone, like nothing went wrong. Nothing went wrong.
Is there a role for the authorities here? Maybe some kind of an in-depth investigation to really find out what transpired that day.
That's the thing. Yesterday we were on the road protesting, and if we hadn't gone out there, if we hadn't gone out there, we would have never known. Well,
Was on
when we go out there, the police came out and was like, "It's on call for XYZ. Why you guys doing this?" Ray. His words was the woman was released, was placed on 200,000 bail and was released yesterday, or 72 hours was up. But But I said, sir, why is it this going to do the professional way? Why is it nobody reached out to the family
Nobody.
and said, you know what, here, this is what is happening.
Yeah.
The investigations are going down. The one was placed on station bed because we all
Nothing.
know you cannot keep a person beyond 72 hours, but we're still ongoing the investigations and she's on X. You know, reach out
Yeah.
to us. Nobody reached out to us. But now when we react and we go out there to do a clean protest, they came out there and they try to shut us up.
Even had neighbors try attacking us. Yes, the neighbors try attacking us and say it's just one baby I go in answer for. It's just one baby that last the first time. It's like
Last night we even found
it
out
was
from
cold.
last night we even found out from neighbors that saying that this daycare is not only babies and toddlers. They would have children who are going to nursery school that their mother are working full time, right?
Care.
Aftercare. So apparently these nursery school the overs at 12 o'clock. So what I would have gathered, the information I would have gathered that the caretakers would normally put these babies and these toddlers to sleep between a period of time. So when the both caretakers would leave to go to the school around the corner to get the kids would be sleeping. So they try to be back between that space of time before these kids or these babies wake up. But apparently, my be that's how I interpret. Apparently, when they went out to the school to get the other children, they indeed, because the woman indeed said she nursed my baby and put her to sleep and went about her business. Could be within that same time she put my baby to sleep and when they both left and lock up the door and they went left together, our children. I think my baby must have woken up and didn't see anybody around. And children will be true. She woke up and she will be crying. Didn't see anybody, and there is when I think she fall. So by the time they would have come back, they would have reached her, wrapped up in the
Okay.
sheets like that. So my estimate when I think my daughter died, she died between 11:30 to 12. I think that's when my daughter passed away because she got blue or she got black too fast from the time they called me to go down to the um industry health center.
You guys have told us several things pertaining to the daycare of itself. You've told us that um, might have been a laissez-faire system in the past, but then came the regulations. You got to be up to a certain standard. They have not met that.
No, they have.
Here is this case where a baby has died at the daycare. Has life just gone on for the daycare? I mean, like,
The social protectors said they went in and they shut it down and they
Yeah.
assured us, they guaranteed and they assured us that that daycare would never operate nor it would never open under no circumstances again. The police officer said after burial, which will be Tuesday after burial, we asked him when we made our statement, we both, the father and I, we both made our statement. We said, so sir, what's gonna be the next step forward here? He was like,
Yeah.
oh, here, let's do this way. Like, like it looked like if he was trying to like bribe us like into not, you know, protesting and doing like, like
Even though we got
retaliating.
that report, he tried to put the we report. He
He
said,
said,
"Oh,
after burial, you
after
come back
burial,
to us and then we can start the investigations.
something
And
said,
then we can start getting things straightened. So I
yeah,
said, sir, why wait till then? His words was, don't you want a peaceful burial?
this is Kitty Police Station.
No,
Sparna,
Sparna.
PSP.
So when he asked, he was asking the questions that you're asking me, what happened on that said day, etc., etc. I end up, he asked, what you think happened to your baby? I tell him what I think happened, and then I also told him what um I know happened based on the postmortem. So I said, here's the document, sir, you can have a look at it. He was like, no, we don't need to have that. We can get ours from the DDP in the morning, which I'm sure up to now. The police officer said last night, no, DPP hasn't come back to them as yet to follow up the story at hand now. So at hand now is like we feel lost.
Yeah.
We feel lost. This woman is free with 200,000 bail, and we feel
even
lost.
even the time we come at 6:30 the postmortem, police come almost till 9 o'clock. We call. The media was a big help to us. Cause the media call us the police and just help us. That's why they do a great help. So it's like anytime we didn't go home before time, we would never know the full report or what truth or what's not like. So we didn't hear the word from the doctor mouth. We ain't even nobody that this child had these injuries or we claiming they have. This is direct
So
from
we
the
have the
doctor.
evidence here. What have been her cause of death? Not by me, but prepared by the autopsy.
Thank you guys so much for sharing this story with us.
Because
Our
people
complex.
on the media saying all sorts of things, but here is the evidence. What was her cause of death? What was her cause of death? Here is it.
Thank you so much.
I'm the grandmother of little Oriyah. And I were there with my daughter at the station, and she was giving a statement. There was a policewoman in there. I don't know her name, but I could identify her. I got her name after. And when my daughter was giving a statement, it was like a mockery because her baby daddy was telling the mother, "Baby, I will always be here for you." She had her phone, playing a song. "I will always be here for you." Like it's a mockery. They're laughing. A woman came in there, probably some relative of the people with the daycare. So I was trying to ask him, what really happened to the baby? As a grandmother, I don't know how that could happen. I can't wrap from me head, and the guy now with an attitude, making mock. Then some other relative came for them, and it was a mockery, right? It was a mockery, like it's a laughing thing. It was a laughing thing. We are in grief, and we be treated as a criminal. When we speak, shut your mouth. We gonna put you out of the station, right? We were threatened yesterday after we went out there, right? So we reached the attack, we gone on cutlass, right? The going on. When the police came, quick then the police reached. Some was on that one side. And the police just telling me if we shut him out. I ain't telling them dead going on. When we start up again, if you can't, we're gonna ask you how to remove. What? Justice, I need justice. I gotta get justice. I need justice for my granddaughter.
That's my joy. That's my happiness. I'm hurt. I can't express myself. I'm hoarse at this moment. I might be looking strong, but I'm not strong. I'm weak at this point. There's people reaching out to us. Say, well, they're looking for violence. Then we have this blood we want last when we were there, right? We had a problem there because they get up on the landing and they cussing and they get, if it's a baby you are going down suffer, it's one cell alone you have got. It's a baby, so there's a dolly.
You shy down the child.
A lady at the station told us today, well, another uncle of the child, but well, our uncle, great uncle of the child were there too at the station. And people asking how a baby could fall down. No, well, if she not fall down, it's we take she rush she down. How could you mention that, man? That is nothing but tell people. Only who feels it knows it. Only who feels it knows it. Right? When we were out there last night, that people there for violence, right? And when we talk now, we get picked up, two other person that was there with us, Shauna and her sister. There was some of them upstairs, abusing. The police was standing on that one side because they asked us to move and go across the road. And the guy, you want me to, I want to go so for your sock. So the other girl that was with us, with us all great, the same way, so come, bring the class socket. The police not trying to put her in the vehicle and take her to the station. You ain't telling them to shut them out. But when we speak, so it seems to me like it's a bias something. Yeah. Something going on, something is not right somewhere down the line. Then when we go there, then the officer make me to know that because I'm asking, I said, you should go on bail, 200,000. Why I'm asking the question? Why this matter got to go to the DPP? But that means they should lose the woman that killed the man because he slapped she sleep and is an abuse. Why the charge and put her in woman? Why did they send that matter for all the murders and get answers from the DPP first before they press charges? Well, I'm thinking of going to kill somebody and see if they will put me free. And send matter to DPP before they come and charge me. They can come simply be talking around like we up. Right? But them get go on station bail. No, this is not right. Something is not right. Something fishy about the whole thing. Something going on. I need justice. I'm calling for justice and nobody reach out to us. They're mocking me and laughing me like it's a joke thing.
The parents, your daughter and son-in-law told us how empty they feel, in these days after losing Oriyah. How is it for you guys?
It's hard for me. I know it's hard for my daughter and my son-in-law. It's hard. That was my job, my whole skin. I didn't get to spend quantity time with my granddaughter. When my daughter was pregnant, she said, Mommy, don't go and leave me in the back down now. I'm a businesswoman. I stay around with my daughter. You hear? That was my job. My joy. I was here. I said, okay, Mom, not going anyway. I used to cash a little point then. It's a little point. I said, okay, I have two grandsons. I have two granddaughters now. Two little king and two little princes. She was my joy. I said, little Pontin, come to grandma. It's hard. I don't have any tears at this moment. But it's in here for me. I'm empty. So my face, I don't get fine because when I got the message, I had to travel distance to get there. Just to come and see a dead baby, a healthy baby that I was seeing on video. No, I need justice for my granddaughter. And I'm asking someone at 30 to come out and reach out to us because nobody come and reach out to us. Nobody ain't come out. They're just making laugh. We will be treated again as the criminals, like it's we committed this offense. And they're treating as the civilians. Like they is the one who grieving.
Has anybody in high authority reached out to you?
Nobody reached out to us, sir. Nobody. I never get a chance to go on another media to talk, sir, because I'm home. I can't take it. I couldn't take it. I am break down today because I now getting a grip to myself that, well, there's no longer a baby here. I lie on the bed, I'm coming off the bed because I can't stand it. And I'm here, I pick her up. I would walk her up all in the morning. I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating. I'm not staying upstairs. I don't want to go on the bed because there's no joy. She was everybody joy. Is everything you got there is everybody. She's spoiled.
I'm Winston, the uncle of Oriyah Andy. On the day of the incident, I just pick up some money for my sister, so I go over to her office. I call the city, where you are, tell come for drop off this one. Aisha, I'm at Ogle Health Center. I said, what you doing? Baby unresponsive. I said, baby unresponsive. I said, this morning, baby left. Jai fool, she laugh up. She was like a little investigator. Anybody she see, she would look at you. Anybody come for the first time, she would look from ear to toe. She would investigate you. Smiling, a joyful child. But you know what's bothered me most? And one thing I want to say, history tend to repeat itself once we deal with it. And I as the uncle in my history repeat itself because we grieving, all of us feeling pain, and our pain, we don't want other parents or other person to feel this pain. But also is more concerning. Me, to my knowledge, I think this case is already cold. Why would I say cold? Because things happening at the station and they're not reaching out to no family member, no call, nothing. And the next thing, when you're sending over matter to DPP, is when you're uncertain, when you need clarification, are we proceeding with this matter? This matter is clear, postmarked, everything. This is not like a random matter that you gotta investigate. And up to day like today, the police never reach out to us. If we didn't have some contact. We want to know what was going on. We didn't even know the owner of the daycare got released. So we went out for protest peacefully. The who come out with gun, come out with cutlass, but we was looked as the criminal. The incident what happened last night, me and the DSP before, me and all other incident, I was like, apparently we is the criminal because was exchange a word. Obviously we is all human being. You talk, I talk back. And it was an exchange of word. Nothing didn't get violent. And he has a male police grab on a female, pulling she, tugging she, pushing she in the van. So I grab on and he grab on and she we had a little scuffle. So I said, this unfair. You can't lock we up and he lock them up. Then they them talking about gun, cutlass, this, and them threatening us. And up to now, the police in all nobody. Nobody.
Residents in the area or family?
Family at the daycare. And after them pick up, the police left. All the police left with her. We at the site. The whole 2 hours run down for attack. But if we were to retaliate, we would look like the bad one. We grieving. We get feelings. Only them get feelings. Everybody feel for them all. And the word with them throwing the slang. How much more we could take? And up to now, the next thing with disturbing, nobody reach out to us, no government official, nobody. And we go out for a peaceful protest. Being damaged, nothing for nobody. But they're coming against us with violence, and the police there sitting and watching. Just be them attacking. Every wrongdoing is we's the criminal. We lose a loved one, and still we paying different. If we didn't turn up at the station last night, we wouldn't know what happened. And I go plain to the officer. I say, we do nothing wrong. I say, it's exchange of word. How could you lock up somebody for exchange of words? Them cussing, we cuss back. I don't see nothing wrong about that. Anybody. Apparently, we alone got report back at the station on Monday, not for the incident of Oriyah, for the incident of the exchange of words. But it's still concerning why the gun turn at us. Because we know it's the criminals.
That's interesting.
And this why I need justification, I need answer. Why? Why so quickly this matter swing? And it swings so fast, it's like, you sit down, you wonder, and you was like, is what really transpiring? What really going on? Even though you currently you present here in body, but your mind is solely in present because your mind is all over you thinking, and you lost your little niece, you left her good the morning, she smiled, she laughing, just waiting for she to come home. Look, Saturday night we stay up late after 12, after 1. She would not sleep. You drink a cup of water, she there. She in it.
When you take a relative like um this young lady was, Oriyah, I think it's normal you expect a call that says hemorrhage and compression to the neck. But the way this is being dealt with, you get the impression this is like a norm. Don't anybody could get a phone call like that. What do you think about this?
So I'm the godmother of the baby. I've been with the parents for different. I've had a sorry, I've had a sorry, I have an internal of everything that's going on. So I've known everything. Since the baby died, I was working and I got a phone call. It was Tuesday. Wednesday morning, we went to get the autopsy. It was Wednesday morning, 6:30. We reached there for 6:30. And we called, there was no officer there to do the autopsy that morning. This is just based on the information that her mother has been stated. I just input in what really happened. So at 6:30, we reached there was no officer there to do the autopsy, and they told us as part of police station to be there at 6:30. But we said, man, they must be late. Calling the police station, the phone hanging up. Who said, oh, the officer coming. Oh, waiting on the officer to come and hang it up. We waiting. We asked, there was a assistant there. We asked them if a police is not, if we can still do autopsy. He said, no, we need to have a police officer there to do the autopsy. So we waited, and a media contacted us regarding the matter because they wanted the input into the matter. The media contacted someone at Spartan police station, and this how a police officer came to the hospital to do the autopsy. Baby girl was the last person that did autopsy that morning, and little more, we wouldn't have done the autopsy because the doctor don't had bodies apparently at a certain time. So a little bit more the autopsy wouldn't have been done there. The after that came, after my girlfriend was after that came. I know her name's in after, but I'm gonna explain that incident. So she came, we were there with me, the mother and the father was there sitting on. We didn't know who was the officer. The officer came, did not introduce herself to say professionally, my Lawrence is, but I'm the officer regarding the matter. There was no introduction made. He walked in, handed up the information, and then an assistant came and said, the officer is here. So I said, officer there. So we went in. When we went in, the doctor asked her side of the story regarding the statement that was made by the daycare because the daycare the daycare official was already made a statement. So the doctor asked her side of the story. And then the doctor asked the baby daddy decided the story, the father of the child decided the story. And he talks. The doctor said, man, it's two different story. So okay, I can get to the bottom of it and I can know exactly what happened or what took place. And so she ended up before we go into the autopsy, she made a phone call on her phone, and I find that very suspicious because why is it they made a phone call on your phone? You haven't introduced yourself or anything like that. So I find it very suspicious as an officer. Anyways, the doctor took the officer joking, and the social production, because was social worker there, and they took them in to do the autopsy and what's not. When the autopsy was finished, they were asking the officer to explain to us what was the cause of that. We had to ask that officer twice, and the officer was on her phone. She was like, and just smiling, was on her phone all the time. I find that very unprofessional. So I said, well, I need to make a report of this. I asked her, so, ma'am, what's your name? She was like, officer, she was like joking. I said, that's your first name or last name? She said, no, that's my last name. We go by last names with an attitude. So I said, okay. Because I knew when I was at the station, I would have made a report regarding her behavior because I found it very unprofessional. Anyways, after we left, we got the cost of it, which is this document. We got the cost of it here that we would like to share because they're saying coal and all these things. It's not that. So she came out. The official assistant asked her to explain to us what was the cost of it. She mentioned compression to the neck. So we said compression to the neck. We need more. We need more details as to compression to the neck. So we requested for the doctor to speak to us. When the doctor came out to speak to us,
We asked what's the cause of death. The doctor mentioned that what he found out is that the baby had injuries, compression injuries to the neck, which is injuries shown. She has injuries on her neck, compression neck. She had hemorrhage. She has an injury on her right side of her head. Her nose was bruised and her tongue was bruised. From the time mommy heard that, she was already in a state already. So we got that information. We didn't get that information from someone. We got that information first hand from the doctor. Now the officer left. She just watches us and she left and she went away. However, we went to the station to make a statement because we had to make a statement regarding the incident. That said, the same day of the autopsy, that was Wednesday afternoon, we went to make a statement. So the family members were there. I didn't know it was the family members. I think after I realized it was family members of the healthcare, which was Miss Denny's, which was there already at the station. So the family members, which is the daughter and some other family member, I saw no remorse. And I couldn't like after the incident, I couldn't sleep because it's like, come on, I catch her like this is like me, baby, because I'm the godmother. It's like my child. No remorse I saw. They were laughing, skin in the teeth. So someone asked how the baby died. No, we take the baby and hide it up and lash it down. There was no, oh, my condolences, I'm sorry for the incident. I know it was something, I didn't know what happened, or there was nothing like that from the family. There was nothing. There was bare skin teeth, bare laughing. At the police station, I won't say all the officers didn't show remorse. There were officers that show some kind of condolence, but there were officers that didn't show any remorse at all. And the whole experience that I had personally, because this is not first hand information, I was there right through the process. It's Guyana, it's messed up. It's absolutely messed up with the system, with everything. You're trying to go through the right way and you're not getting no sympathy, you're not getting any. It's absolutely messed up. So we were there and mommy said she wanted to know what happened to her child. She up to now she never had an explanation what happened to her child. She wanted to speak to the caregiver, to Miss Denise. I went and I asked for the police permission because we didn't call her just like that. We asked the police permission. They said okay, good. So we wanted to know what happened to the child because there's no contact made regarding what happened to this child. So while mommy she asked the first question, and then I was the person that pulled out my phone to video the conversation because that's just a person who uses to get answers to, show that what happened to the child. So I pulled out my phone, and before I even go for video, Officer joking was, hello, 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 cut out before you can't feed in here. I said, no, 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 this is not you talk to people, you need to have professionalism and speak to me properly. There was an officer there that said, no, ma'am, they can't feed you in here. I said, I understand, but it's not what you do, it's not what you do, it's how you do things. It was very unprofessional. So we went outside. There was a commotion. I was upset because how the situation was handled, how she spoke to me, but she passing, she sucking up your teeth, she sucking up your eye. It was poor attitude, and I find that very unprofessional. I said I wanted to make a report. Anyways, the officer in charge called us, which was Officer Dufour, called us upstairs to resolve the matter. It was done professionally. I can say it was done professionally. I wouldn't say that it wasn't done professionally. It was done professionally, and she was taken off the case. So yes, so that was Wednesday. So Thursday was been moving about and what's not with the funeral and what's not. So yesterday now we're home here and we just get a word that the lady she was released 2 hours ago. But we were never told that she was released on bail. She was just released 2 hours ago. And the police did not make contact with the family. There was no information, there was no nothing. There was nothing. There was no contact, no communication, nothing. Someone else had to contact us and we got that information. So we got upset. We went to make a peaceful protest outside the daycare. This is the first time I saw the police responded so fast. The police came to the protest. When we were there, the family, which was the next door, the brown house next to the daycare, all of them were family, but all of them are family members. So we were there, we were protesting, and who getting people to come for banquet, who ain't coming out with gun, who coming out with cut that. It was chaos last night. It was chaos, and all we want is justice. When we are there protesting, then we was made to understand, and then we got information from the officers from Sparadam police station that the woman was released on 200,000 bail. So my question is to the officers, if a protest wasn't done, would have we known that information? I don't believe so. There was no contact, nothing. So we were there. We were having a protest. Um, they were there was a big commotion. They're saying if we block the traffic, they're gonna lock me up. Don't on the road, they're gonna lock me up. If we make too much noise, they're gonna lock me up. So we end up going away. Not that we're going away, the same brown house, which is their family, that was need to understand is their family. The boys started disrespecting my sister. And I'm not a fighter. My sister, she would talk back, right? So after he started talking one sort of thing, telling her you could come now up, things that I cannot repeat. There was a whole lot of things that he was talking. So when my sister now was talking, well, she was talking before the protest because we're protesting. We have the right to protest and share emotions. That's our right. That's guy news. But when she was now crossing the road to that we were actually going away. So I was crossing the road to go away. Now he started talking one sort of thing. So my sister answered back. And instead of having the matter dealt professionally, the officers pushing me and pushing me because I saw him if my sister say I can't lock shop. They're pushing her inside the van. Now they're pushing me, but I said all the way to after we go in the van. And this upon me, she ended up going in the van and we were headed at the station. It was unfairly done. And whilst when we went at the station, they took a report because I made a report. My other sister made a report, and my sister, I don't know what I did with her, to be honest. But all of us were there. Anyways, we were released. But while we were going home, the same guy that was recruiting persons from Pleasance, because I saw him in Pleasance last night, he was calling person from Pleasance. The bankers out there, I saw him showing his remarks, talking all kind of thing in the road. Suppose now we did jump out the bus or the family members did jump out the bus or retaliate, the family would get wrong. It would look like, hey, you know what, we wrong. It was just automatically turned back on us, and I find that unfair. How the matter is being dealt with, it's really messed up. And why I'm here standing up for my goddaughter, I had an incident like that with my brother. I was 10 years old, and a boy pushed my brother head into a concrete wall from Winford Gardens, and me and my brother was close, and nothing ever come to this story.
What happened to your brother?
He was playing, and the boy took his head and pushed it into a concrete wall. That's when he was small. Mommy, this information that she got, my mother was never given this information.
Your brother died?
My brother, he died. Yes, he died. When he died, they said the autopsy, it was kidney failure, which was not kidney failure. He got hemorrhage. I saw my brother took his last breath. So I know how she's feeling. I wasn't there to stand for my brother, but I'm here to stand for my goddaughter. Because nothing ever came to this story. They just made a statement at the police station. Nothing was done. The school went for Gardens. His name was suddenly removed off of the register, stating that he never went to the school. When mommy checked back at radio to the registry for that announcement, past of that, there's nothing there. There's no information there. So it's like my brother's story just stopped. We lose a brother. I left leave with my brother last year, and I'm almost going 30. So imagine mentally what I'm going through. So I know what they're going through, and I don't want what happened to us happen to them.
There you have it. As you've heard, the daycare is now closed. The case, it has been forwarded to the Director of Public Prosecutions for a legal opinion. The family, they wait for answers and for justice. That's our time. Thanks for joining us.
Love you, baby. I love you. Mama, baby. Mama always love you. Yeah. Oh, my little pot there. Mama love you. And I will always love you, baby. You always been my aunt love.
7 months
Grandma will always love you. In spite of what you got, you will never be forgotten, my grandma love. I love you. We're gonna get justice for you, mama. We're gonna get justice for your love, grandma, right? Come to grandma love. Come to grandma love. Come to grandma.